One of the things we've been trying to do is keep as many of the old signs out in the community as possible. They have more value out there, but if they do come down, at least maybe we have a shot at saving them, and that's really what we're doing. But I really don't want them here. I really want them out in the community, because as you lose them, you're never going to get them back. I grew up with a mother that was very artistic, and so I did a lot of art stuff when I was growing up. And when I got through high school, I opted to go to a community college like Pima College to take commercial art. And in the process of taking commercial art classes, I realized I didn't want to be a commercial artist, but we had a little program on lettering for reproduction, and the guy that taught it was actually a pretty good hand lettering guy. And that intrigued me. And so I went back, talked to an old high school teacher, told him that I was kind of interested in this lettering stuff, and he said, you should go down and talk to Tom Carter, who was a local sign painter. I went down and just got hooked. And so I started practicing. That was in '72, and in '76 I started my own business.
So before you even decided to start a museum in Tucson, what about Tucson signage and the history of its signage intrigued you?
You know, when I first got here, I was really looking at making a living, and that was my focus. But about 8 or 9 years in, I got involved with the City of Tucson Sign Code Committee, and that actually started to wake me up to what we were losing and the problems we had in the city of Tucson. We had a code that really was looking at destroying things, not saving things. So over the last 10 or 12 years, I really stepped up to trying to focus on saving signs, and I got pulled into a project down at Pima College where we restored 4 signs and put them up down there. And that really was the big change that I saw, and we started doing a lot of this kind of work.
How do neon signs fit into Tucson's history? What was going on in Tucson when neon signs were in their heyday?
After World War II and the car culture came in, the highways just blossomed with neon signs. And out in the West have looser, funner signs. Back east, they tend to be more serious, and not all over, but the signs East Coast definitely were earlier than Tucson, because we really blew up in neon in the 50s, late 40s, early 50s, and our signs tend to be funner, looser, more casual. You get dancing pigs and diving ladies, and it's a different thing, and that's part of what we represent, because all the different museums that do neon in the country have a different feel. There's a distinct difference, though there's similarities. Neon just fed into the car culture, especially the hotels.
I mean, the walls around here are just, there's so much here. What's next for the museum? Is this where you want it to be? Do you have a vision of what else could be in this space, or where it goes from here?
At this point, though my wife thinks we're running out of space, I think we've got room to slip a lot more stuff in yet.
What would you say to people watching, to Tucsonans, about preserving our history and our past? How do we need to be thinking about where we've come from to really map out where we're going?
We got to learn to just let some of the stuff stay and let it be part of the community. I mean, that's the beauty of what's gone on downtown. We've got Hotel Congress, we've got the Hotel Congress sign, we've got the Riley's Mortuary, which is Riley's Pizzeria, we've got the Fox and the Rialto, which have been repurposed back into both advertising venues. I mentioned Brink Media being reused. We've got the old Pueblo Hotel, San Carlos Apartments downtown. They're still there. Have enough vision to not lose that stuff.